Warning: the following ideas are considered radical compared to traditional auto industry standards. The intent of Practical HERBISMs is to provide coaching tips that address complacency and the current practices of insanity observed in most automotive dealerships across America, so that our people, our customers, and our stores will be better served.
Today's coaching tip has to do with having potential performance conversations with your individual salespeople in order to increase their ability to achieve their potential and thereby the team's potential. As you can see on the board, there's a graphic that plays out in over 30,000 dealerships every single day. It's what we've done in sales meetings for years. The challenge is, I don't believe it's very effective. And I believe that there are more effective ways, and that's what I want to describe today. The problem with this approach is a couple things. One is it focuses on what's happened behind us, lag indicators. It doesn't focus on how we change the future. Secondly, it is very demotivating for the majority of people because not everybody is a leader on the board, and we think that that will spur them on, but instead it shames them. And shame tends to cause a person to retract, not to expand. And so our challenge is, how do we be aware? Awareness is very important of what we're doing, but that's not something that needs to happen in a collective setting. Rather, our sales meetings should be used for building in training and awareness and support and enthusiasm and those kinds of things, and all of the individual potential development has to happen on a one-on-one basis with the salespeople, which is the thing that the majority of us as sales managers don't do a good job at, because we'd rather sit in the sales tower and punch numbers than to sit with our salespeople and develop them to be all that they can be. This is what it starts with. You take a piece of paper, you fold it over like this so that you ultimately have 5 columns. A column for the names, 2 columns for the information that's going to be applied by the individual salespeople, and 2 columns here which are entitled potential and performance, where collaboratively between the sales managers, you're going to talk about each of your individual salespeople, and you're going to say, we realize that their 90-day rolling average is their current performance of 18, but what's their potential? Could they ultimately, if we gave them all the resources and support that they need, could they achieve more? And what could they achieve? Because some people, no matter how much you work with them, will never achieve more than 10, 12. The national average is 8 to 10. So why do we think that we can make everybody a 15 to 20 or 25 car guy? Instead, what we've got to do is figure out what is the potential of the individual and help them to achieve that. And in the process, just to give you an example of how this works, first thing we're going to do is, then once we've collaborated together, here's the performance. Once we've collaborated, we need to get together with each individual salesperson. And we say, let's take Peter as an example. Peter's a person that's been averaging 13 units. We believe he has a potential of 22. And so what we've got to do is have a conversation with Peter to figure out what's going on. Does he need more development? Does he need encouragement? Does he need more support? Is he disengaged for some other reason? Are there outside sources? Is he focused too much on things we can't control? We don't know. Let's have a conversation with Peter, a very open and transparent conversation. So we bring Peter in and we say, Peter, I'd like to do an exercise with you. I'm going to tell you what I have written down, so I'm not going to change my numbers based on what you say, but I believe that a leader owes their people transparency and truth and honesty, and so I'm going to be very transparent with you. But let me ask you first how you feel. What do you think your potential is? And often what will happen, amazingly, is the person will tell you how close they are really to your numbers. So Peter might walk in and say, even though you've got a mindset of 22, Peter might say, yeah, I think I can do 18 to 20. Well, okay, Peter, and where do you think you're performing at today? He can't deny the fact that he's got a 90-day rolling average of 13. So now you say, Peter, do you want to get closer to your average? Because I tell you what, I believe that you have a potential greater than 20. I think you could average 22 a month. The challenge is, how can I help you get there? The first question is, do you want to get there? And if Peter says, yes, I would like to get there, Then the second question is, Peter, do you want my help in getting you closer to your potential? Two really important things happen there if Peter says yes to both of those questions. Number one, you can help people get more of what they want. If they don't want it, you're just wasting your time. Secondly, instead of pushing them, policing them, what you're doing is really saying, if you want to get there, I will help you. You tell me how I can help you. And every time you approach them, it's not going to cause them to shirk away because they feel like there's extra pressure being put on them. You're approaching them on a regular basis in how you can help them. Now, here's the interesting thing for sales managers to be aware of. So let's say that we plot down the potential of each of our people on here, and we've said that this is 20, 13, 22, 15, 13, and 10, for a total of 140 units. By doing this exercise, do you see a disconnect? Your team, based on an objective analysis of your people, suggests you only have a potential of 140. But you've set a target, a goal of 150. Now, maybe for a very extreme situation, you can push them. Maybe it's truck month or something like that, and you can push them for that month. But that is not sustainable. The only way to increase, ultimately, the number of units you sell on a monthly basis is this team of 12 is not enough. What you need to do is expand your team, add more players. That's not flooding the floor. This is recognizing the real capacity and capability of your team and then adding more people to it if you want to increase your numbers. Then you need to work with each of these individuals. I mean, you've got a situation here where, for instance, Bill, he's achieving what his potential is. You just need to help him to continue to keep doing that. But you need to figure out what's going on here with Peter. Averaging 13, potential of 22, that's where you need to apply your time and effort, and one-on-one daily with Peter in order to get better results. I'm confident that if you follow this approach, you will not only gain tremendous insights into what your team can actually achieve, but also ways to help each individual achieve more. Spend less time on this, more time on training and supporting and educating and those kinds of things, and you will get better results. For more coaching tips, go to healthydealer.com. Thanks for watching.